sitting in a cafe in Llandrindod Wells with Jane Dodds, a wonderful candidate in the Brecon and Radnorshire by-election, who is proving every day that it was worth the 700-mile trip to come and help her out. Jane, how are things going? You're looking remarkably fresh, given that you're 3 weeks into a gruelling campaign.
Oh, things are going really well, thank you. We're very lucky to have so many people come and join us, as well as people from the local party as well supporting us. So it's going well. We are knocking on as many doors as we can. We need to knock on more doors, of course, and that's why it's important that we have more people here. If you can join us, we'd love to see you. There is a very warm welcome in the hillsides here in Wales, so come and join us when you can.
And that's one thing I've noticed, actually, how friendly people are, and how happy they are to talk to you, and how beautiful this place is. What do you think that you can deliver for this community here?
So I think there are a few things. I think one of the most important issues is that as Parliament has been paralysed by Brexit, there has been a complete disregard for some of the issues facing our rural communities. So here we have major issues with things like broadband, banks, post offices, making sure our shops and our cafes are really supported and are vibrant, really revitalising our communities, which will mean that we'll keep young people, we'll keep jobs, we'll make sure we have better housing, so that we really invest in our local communities. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we really do need to face up to saying take no deal Brexit off the table. And the reason is very, very clear, because our farmers and our agricultural workers will be decimated if the no deal Brexit situation goes ahead as is proposed. We will potentially lose farms that have been farming this beautiful, glorious area, bringing money into the economy, who have been looking after this environment. It's absolutely essential that we have that opportunity to say take no deal off the table. And I guess the third thing is there are real concerns with some of the bigger issues, climate emergency, the fact that we have a terrible welfare system that really is a war on the poor, and that we need to make sure we address the issue of loneliness. That's been a real passion of mine, that we look at how we can really connect people better at all age groups, so that we don't have that issue here in our society. So yeah, it's a really important issue, particularly for rural communities as well, that we have loneliness and social isolation addressed. So those are the sorts of things that I'd love to take forward if I'm elected.
So one of the great things about this campaign is that Plaid Cymru and the Greens have both stood down to really to get behind you. What would you say to their people who voted for them in the past?
Yeah, we really are pleased that Plaid Cymru and the Green Party have stood down. A very courageous decision. It's a bold move that is about supporting a progressive agenda that says we're the only party who stand for Remain, and we're the only party who can actually beat the Conservatives here in Brecon and Radnorshire. So what we would say is come and help us as much as you can. But obviously we need to be talking with you about whether there are other opportunities, but other opportunities to work across parties, to look at some of those progressive issues. None of us have all of the answers. We need to be working more with others and demonstrating that actually we want to do adult politics. We want to make sure we have an opportunity to hear good ideas and listen to people as well. So Plaid Cymru Greens, thank you so much. Let's talk and let's continue to keep those doors open.
So just say in the early hours of the 2nd of August that you become the new Member of Parliament for Brecon and Radnorshire. What's the first thing you would want to do in Parliament?
I think the first thing I'd want to do is to knock at the door of the new Minister for Agriculture and the new Minister who's responsible for Brexit and say, let us take no deal Brexit off the table, because that will ruin Brecon and Radnorshire as we know it. But it also will have a major effect on other issues as well. So that's the first issue that I'd want to raise should I be elected on August the 1st.
And what would you say has been your highlight of the campaign so far?
Oh my goodness, what an interesting question. I'll tell you one thing. I was door knocking in a place called Llandrindod Wells yesterday, and somebody answered the door and said, "You have run a great campaign. Thank you for all the literature." And I thought that was a wonderful thing to hear, because we are actually running a campaign that says we want to make an offer to the people here in Brecon and Raneshire, and we want you to know what that is. And that has to be in this rural community, making sure everybody has the same information at the same time. So that's a highlight, but the other highlight is absolutely saying hello to people who've come from so far, who've managed to get themselves here in whatever way that is. It's wonderful to work together. This is a team. This isn't about me. This is the team working together. So diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jane.